Alexis, that we will not rest until we prove that Catherine cannot have been born a Cassadine.
And after all this time, you need oaths and vows from me?
In all this time, I had never sent you a task so private and intimate.
If you want my promise, you have it. If you want me to swear to it, I will. You have always protected me, Stefan, and I will help you and shield you in any way that I can.
Thank you. I cannot be alone in this.
You aren't, and you won't be. Stefan, what if we can't find incontrovertible proof? What if it just doesn't exist?
It has to. And if I have to enlist Catherine's help to find it, I will.
You would ask her to do that, knowing what that means? Helena. If Catherine so much as breathes a word of this to Nicholas or anyone else now or any time before Helena's dying day...
I know. My mother will have her killed. Thank you for keeping a clear head as always. Tomorrow, we'll search in earnest. Good night.
Good night.
$10 second period by now. Nicholas is at his first day of school. I hope he's all right.
Where's that man from the government?
Price called a few minutes ago. They're at the airport. They should be here within the hour.
Well, if they're not here within 15 minutes, send someone down to the docks to look for them. My life has been on hold long enough.
At the risk of making matters worse, I'd like to paraphrase one of those Americanisms that you seem so very fond of. Good things are usually worth waiting for. Henry VIII waited 15 years for Anne Boleyn.
During which time her affections strayed.
True. And then he had her head chopped off. I don't think that will be the case here. Mr. Soames is bringing the papers that were delivered to the immigration office by Kristen Nilsson when she fled to the United States with her daughter. I'm sure that will tell us a great deal.
As long as they confirm that Natasha could not have grown up to become Catherine Bell. This section here asking where the applicant will be residing in America. Why is it blank?
Oh, well, that's standard operating procedure when there's a sponsor.
A sponsor?
You know, a responsible citizen who would act as a host for Ms. Nilsson and her minor daughter. Their address, their place of residence will be listed on the sponsor's form. Now, this note indicates that said sponsor will be financially responsible until such time as the immigrant applies for U.S. citizenship.
Who was the sponsor?
I've got that information here somewhere. Yes, here it is. A man named Avery Stanton. Address, Serenity, New York.
For U.S. citizenship. Did Kristen or Natasha ever apply?
Well, if they did, there's no record of it in the files. As a matter of fact, after the visa applications, there's no record at all for Kristen or Natasha Nilsson in any of the government databases. Not INS, not IRS, not Social Security. It's like they disappeared off the face of the earth.
How difficult would it be for a beautiful young immigrant with a small child and a visitor's visa to simply disappear?
Well, changing someone's identity is not as easy as you might think. Their birth certificates and driver's licenses and Social Security cards. Of course, if you had a few bucks to grease the right palms, that would make all the difference.
Mr. Soames, I think we've heard enough.
You remember your promise.
I will protect your confidence.
How could this be?
I never expected this to happen, not in a million years.
Avery Stanton, the man Catherine believes to be her father, sponsored Kristen Nilsson's immigration to the United States. And he gave her a job in his home, and then most likely to protect her and her child from my mother, financed her identity change.
And with one stroke of a pen, Catherine Bell becomes your sister. I'm sorry. Controvertible. What are you going to tell Catherine?
I've always considered myself an articulate person. But how can I tell the woman I've come to love that she is my own flesh and blood? How do I choose the words? And having chosen them, how do I ever find the resolve to actually speak them?
You have to tell her. You have to tell her that you can no longer be...
No.
What are you doing?
I'm not giving up. As long as there is a glimmer of a chance, I am not giving up. Life isn't like that, Alexis. It's not that simple. It doesn't unfold itself in neat little packages. There must be some other explanation for Natasha's disappearance. There it is.
What?
Our timid little bureaucrat said no further record existed in any government file concerning Natasha Nilsson. Well, he obviously wasn't thorough enough. Catherine can't be my sister because my sister is dead.
Are you sure? What have you found?
Natasha Nilsson, daughter of Kristen, no father named, died at age 5.
It's incredible. I'm thrilled for you.
What is it, Alexis?
Nothing.
No, if you have doubts, I would like to hear them now.
It's just that there's millions of people who have access to the internet, and I'm concerned about whether the information on the internet is the truth.
Why would anyone falsify the death of a child?
To protect her.
I see. So you think that Kristen lied about Natasha's death in order to keep Helena from searching for her?
I know it doesn't sound realistic, but the possibility exists.
Cancel your appointments. We're going for a ride.
To?
Natasha's grave.